Regan Slaymaker for NotJustBoxing, and I have the pleasure to be joined by Cruiserweight prospect Lucas Roehrig. Lucas, February the 1st, second professional fight live on Sky Sports, mate. You must be buzzing.
Yeah, very excited. It's a great platform to showcase my skills and have my second professional fight. My goals and aspirations for this year, 2025, is to be as active as possible and, show the fans what I'm about and show them my ability.
Definitely as well. We'll talk about your professional debut quickly before we get into February the 1st. Jai Opetaia, two-time English champion. Not many debutants go in with a level of fighter of that calibre. I mean, George was just talking about it up there. I mean, why was it important to start your professional career at such a high level?
Yeah, I think, the fans respect it when an athlete rolls the dice, and as a competitor, you always want to show, the public that you're at the level that you say you are at, and to really showcase your talent. And I feel like that's what we did, boxing a two-time former English champion, someone who's been in with some great fighters, has some great performances, and to roll the dice like that in the debut, and it paid off. And it's the risk-reward ratio, and George fully believes in me and I fully believe in myself, so we'll continue doing that throughout my career.
Definitely as well, and you mentioned George there. I mean, former world champion, great fighter, but now you're trainer and manager. I mean, what's it like having someone with the experience that George has guiding you in your career?
Yeah, it's priceless just to have a former world champion, someone you looked up to, in your adolescence, to be able to pick his brain day in, day out, every morning in the gym. And I've progressed so much since just the last 8-9 months I've been with him. I've gone leaps and bounds. If I thought I was good before, the me now would absolutely demolish me. Demolish the fighter I was 8-9 months ago. It's night and day. So I've been progressing, and it gives me that confidence to have him by my side that I will get to where I need to be.
Definitely. You mentioned on the top table that the debut was almost punch perfect. I mean, but you didn't just beat Joel McIntyre, you stopped him as well. I mean, how do you reflect on that debut, and what has George been talking to you about that debut as well? Yeah,
reflecting on it, I wouldn't say it was punch perfect. Of course, as myself, I'm a critic of my performances, and one of the main points that George reflected on me before my debut was not to be too eager, too excitable. Especially when I had a big crowd there, it was a lot of excitement. So you don't want to, rush in, lean over your front foot, maybe get caught with a big shot. But, you can't swim without getting wet. So it was a good performance in terms of who I was boxing and getting him out of there where he hadn't been stopped a lot of times before. And I think I showed definitely spurts of what I can do. But I think every performance you'll see improvements and you see more maturity as they go on.
Definitely as well, and you've been getting in that high-level sparring with the likes of Jai Opetaia, that was mentioned on the top table as well. I mean, we've just seen him get nearly a KO of the year already against David Nika. I mean, what's it like sparring a man, well, in my opinion, as scary as Jai Opetaia, but as good as Jai Opetaia as well?
No, he's very intense. When you train with him, you definitely feel the intensity, you feel that aura of, you're with a champion now, you've got to step your level up. Otherwise, you see what he can do to people. We just saw what he done to Nikita, who's a very formidable fighter, was the Olympian, and great fighter, and absolutely slept him. And so I've done over 12 rounds with Jai, and you've got to be every round, every minute, every second, you have to be switched on, you have to be focused. Otherwise, you see what he does to people. I think the shot he got Nikita with, where he was turned around, it was so you got to be switched on every minute of the spar, every second of the spar.
Definitely, I think he's the only fighter who can scare me through a Zoom call. It's quite terrifying as well. The Dale Youth was mentioned on there. Both you and George come out of that amateur club. I listened to a podcast with you both and Steve Bunce as well. I mean, when you kind of reflect on the journeys that you've both had from that amateur club, I mean, some fond memories, I'm sure. Definitely. That club has so much history, and I'm glad that I can add something and hopefully,
James DeGale, George Groves, Daniel Dubois. That's 3 world champions just from a small amateur club in North West London. So if I could add myself to that list, that would make my life. And to be adding to that history of Del Youth, where it's gone on 50 years, we've had formidable national champions all the way to Olympic champions in DeGale. You got Adam Azim, who's headlining the show, who also won the youth title for Del Youth. So for me to add my own bit of history and the link of my professional career with them, it's amazing.
Definitely, and I'm sure you will as well, Lucas. Final one from me. For those that didn't watch your successful professional debut, what can people expect live on Sky Sports on February the 1st?
Yeah, they showcase performance. I believe I'll be having a TV slot, so it's a perfect opportunity to show even more what I'm about. And tune in February 1st, and keep your eyes out. Anyone you can get tickets, hit me up on Instagram, Lucas Roehrig 1, and I'll be dropping them off. And don't miss it on a showcase performance.
Don't miss it indeed, live on Sky Sports. Lucas Roehrig, thank you very much. Cheers, mate.